Okay, so we have the picture of resurrection in this. Remember that the apostles are always preaching about the resurrection. Now, if you remember in YaHuWaH, or John chapter 10, YaHuWaH speaking to the Pharisees, those of the tribe of Yehuda. Now, the word Yehuda is right before you. I want you to see the name of YaHuWaH. Now look at Yehuda. There's a difference. There's one letter difference. It's a dalet in Hebrew. It's called a door. That's what the word door means in Hebrew. Dalet. That's how you say it. But you'll notice in the book of YaHuWaH in chapter 10, YaHuWaH says that he's the dalet. That's what he says to his people. And if they want to live, they must go through him. Notice before that last man appears, that resurrected man, there's a door. You can't get to the resurrection unless you go through him. Because it's impossible. You have to put your trust in him. He's the door. He's the name made flesh. It's all throughout the scriptures. The book of Yeshayahu says the name of YaHuWaH comes burning with his wrath. It doesn't say YaHuWaH comes, it says the name of YaHuWaH comes. Who is this? It's the son of YaHuWaH, as the scriptures teach. Now, if this is the case, so that dalet is there. When we read the book of Revelation, YaHuWaH tells us about a key. That he has the key of David. And if you read the Psalms, David makes it very clear who his key is. He says that YaHuWaH saves him. That is because of the great name of YaHuWaH that he would save. He says, YaHuWaH, don't burn me away in your hot displeasure, but save me for your great name's sake. So the key to his victories in war, the key to a shepherd boy being taken from the flock and ruling over the greatest nation that has ever been, is YaHuWaH. That's the key of David. And through that key, you can go through the door by calling on the name of YaHuWaH, as the scriptures say. That if you call on the name of YaHuWaH, you shall be saved. And YaHuWaH is that key, because YaHuWaH is the name made manifest. It's all about him. It's all about the Messiah. YaHuWaH has been showing this to us since day one when we came into this world. Through our mother, through her travail, through her blood, and through her water. And because Adam was a created being, and because Adam sinned, notice what Adam's sin was. Adam was given one commandment. That he was to, well, he was given several commandments, but one essence commandment was that he should not eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. That was the thou shalt not. Okay? Notice that that's a mixed seed tree. He has the tree of life, but then he has a tree of knowledge of good and evil. It's two things. And when he takes a bite of this fruit, when he takes this fruit into himself, and he begins to understand good and evil, suddenly he understands he's naked. And it is not pleasant to his eyes or his wife's eyes. And they hide themselves from YaHuWaH. That's what many of us are finding. Many of us, we were hiding from YaHuWaH, trying to escape YaHuWaH because we know that we understand knowledge of good and evil. We know that we are wrong in our hearts. All men understand that they've done wrong. We all understand that there are things in our life that we're not perfect in. Okay? So when he ate that fruit, it corrupted the whole line of Adam after that. All the sons of Adam, of all the races of the world, of all the religions and all the ethnic groups, no matter where you may find yourself, you are suffering now under the curse of Adam's sin. But the good news is the second Adam came forth from the woman. He wasn't created out of the dust. If YaHuWaH had been created out of the dust, he would not have been a part of the family of Adam. But he had to come forth through water and blood and travail, through his mother, a perfect virgin, never tampered with, never touched, complete, pure vessel. And through that blood and water, he came forth. And through his blood and water, now he has ascended into Shemayim, which means heaven. And he has fulfilled the name of YaHuWaH in the heavens. The word Shemayim, the first word, Shem, means name in Hebrew. He is risen up into the heavens, and now he has fulfilled the name of YaHuWaH. And in fulfilling the name of YaHuWaH in the heavens and sitting at the right hand of YaHuWaH, he has sent forth the Comforter because he was crushed. Remember I said that Messiah is called a first fruit. He is also referred to as olive tree. He's referred to many things. You take fruit or olives and you press them and you crush them, oil comes forth. When he fulfilled the name of YaHuWaH, he went to his father. And his father poured out the oil from the crushed fruit of his son onto his servants. And all those who call on the name of YaHuWaH receive this oil into their beings. And our job now is to bring the name, Shemayim, heaven, down to the earth. To see what must happen is the name being up in the earth, the Son must come back down. As the prophets say, as the apostles say, that he will return. And when he returns, he will rule and reign for 1,000 years. Then the scriptures tell us that he will again submit to his Father, YaHuWaH. And that YaHuWaH will come down and bring the new Yerushalayim, which means that Yah, you are shalom, you are peace. And he will have peace with his people, with the human family, with all the sons of Adam who choose him. And then he will bring the name down and he will be fulfilled in heaven and earth, finally. And this is what we are preaching, and this is the day that we await in the good news of the kingdom. So, as I said, when fruit or olives are crushed, you get oil. Okay? Well, let's turn to the book of Matthew. Look at the book of Matthew, chapter 25. Matthew 25. And I ask that you please follow along, because I want you to see these things for yourself, and I want you to be wowed by the things I'm telling you, because I'm just a servant of YaHuWaH. I'm not trying to elevate myself as a priest, a preacher, or a rabbi, or any of these titles that men like to use. I'm just a man who is revealing the truth of YaHuWaH. And in verse 25 of Matthew, it says this: the reign of the heavens shall be compared to 10 maidens. So most versions say virgins. Most versions say virgins. Now, 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. All right, what I want you to notice is this. There's 10 of them. All of them have lamps. All of them are virgins. And 5 of them were wise and 5 foolish. Those who were foolish, having taken their lamps, took no oil with them. And at midnight a cry was heard, "See, the bridegroom is coming, go out to meet him." Then all those virgins rose up and trimmed their lamps. They prepared, they were getting ready, and the foolish said to the wise, "Give us of your oil." They weren't ready. They weren't prepared. "Give us of your oil, because our lamps are going out." But the wise answered, saying, "No, indeed there will not be enough for us and you. Instead, go to those who sell and buy for yourselves." Now what I want you to see here again, there's 10 of these people, 10 virgins. They're waiting for the groom to come. And 5 are wise and 5 are foolish. And what makes the distinction between the two is the oil, which is synonymous with the Ruach HaKodesh, the Spirit of YaHuWaH, but is also synonymous with the name of YaHuWaH. If you look at the book of the Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 3, it says, "Because of the savor of thy good ointments, your name is as ointment poured forth. Therefore do the virgins love you." I want you to think about this one more time. We'll set this scenario one more time. There's 5 virgins who are wise, 5 are foolish, 5 have oil, 5 do not. And in the book of Song of Solomon, it says, "Because of the savor of thy good ointments, thy name is as ointment poured forth. Therefore do the virgins love thee." The 5 virgins love the name of YaHuWaH because his name is oil poured forth. They're beloved, and they contain it in their vessel. And they'll burn in the night, in the dark time, when the day of YaHuWaH comes upon us, when the dark and dreadful day of YaHuWaH comes upon us, and the moon no longer gives its light, and the sun even blushes before YaHuWaH, as the scriptures say. In that dark and terrible day, many of the people who you've been striving with, trying to share the name of YaHuWaH, those of you, my brothers and sisters, you've been telling people for so long, and they just don't get it. You know, they might keep feasts, and they might keep Sabbaths, they might do certain aspects. When it comes to the name of YaHuWaH, there's great division. Well, it's a part of his name. Again, remember that his name shows division. Shows life, death, and life. The division is laid right in the middle of the name. And YaHuWaH is making a line in the sand these last days. And those who are foolish will come to you on that dark day and they'll say, share with us, give to us, we need this. But it's going to be too late. Because you've already been sharing with them. They already knew. They had the lamps. Why did you have a lamp if you didn't have the oil? Hypocrites. That's what we're talking about here. Hypocrites. People who see it, who know that they need a lamp, do not realize they need oil.